morning to you. You know the smile on my face? That's what you get when you know you're about to have fun with the whole of Nigeria.
All right, let's ask you what it will be like on Wake Up Nigeria this Thursday morning. It's going to be really, really good, really, really special, and absolutely this is where you need to be. And if you're just waking up, it's good, no problem. You're still on time. I think 7 o'clock is the perfect time to get up in the morning.
So if you watch Wake Up Nigeria, you already know what is about to happen. My name is Mary Alimi.
And I'm Yomi Okwe. You can be with us anywhere. So if you have to be outside or on your way to work or school or whatever, you can follow us and check us out on tvcontinental.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect. You can also send in comments and suggestions using the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on Twitter, Instagram, and on Facebook.
Yeah, I can't wait to read from you. It seems to be a week for new chefs on the show. We have Chef Adepeju of Adepeju Roots Catering Service, and she's making a debut in the kitchen this morning. I see you already with MM. Hi, Adepeju. How you doing?
I'm fine. Good morning.
Good morning.
Adepeju.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. And you?
I'm great.
Yeah.
Good to have you. Welcome.
Thank
Things
you.
are
Welcome
looking,
to the family.
things are looking good in the kitchen.
Thank
Looking
you.
forward to what you guys have for us.
Yeah, we're looking
But we are going straight to this morning's highlights. Thursdays are for tech. Mike has us covered for that.
And for book charts this week, we will be having Mark Kelly Obison's The Fugitive Legacy.
Now, Awando's Alayode's stage play, The Confab, which is a satire about Nigeria, will be coming alive in our garden much later on the show.
Mrs. Williams, I must say, Mrs. Williams, your tire is lovely. Is it expensive? Can I fit the fabric?
Oh, please!
I just...
Are you joking right now? Don't touch my attire. I just want please give me a second. Do you know how much I paid for this?
And then we'll be bringing you a musical performance from Samson Taiwo.
The Real Naija Ladies of Dallas is a reality show that tries to chronicle the life of a number of Nigerian ladies in the U.S. doing great stuff for themselves.
It's a matter of joy. And one day I want to be stand-up comedian.
Yeah, I'm a stand-up comedian.
Yes. People in the business and musicians, whatever, people are comfortable being baby mamas. I don't want any man wahala, I go just born my pikin. Especially Nigerian women nowadays, I feel like they shouldn't lose sight of our culture, and they shouldn't lose sight of the importance of having a partner.
You were right, but I just feel like you should...
I saw stew there.
You would always see the food.
Everywhere stew!
You will always see the food.
Yeah, so stew was
okay, that stew is
trending yesterday.
Stew. Good morning, guys.
It's still trending.
Stew. So MM's...
stew is still trending.
MM's perspective has changed a bit from yesterday. It shows you how much 24 hours can do to someone's perspective. So I came in this morning and I heard MM just going all, Hey man, what is the problem today? I found like it was stew. Stew. So I don't...
Tell us what you were stewing about.
Let's talk.
Well, I don't know if I want to talk about it really, because, okay, basically my perspective is, yeah, okay, at first I thought it was just a publicity stunt. I mean, Tiwa in Wizkid's music video. Beautiful video, by the way. And, but in all of this, there's been a lot of backlash, you know, from when the release of the video happened. But in all of this, all I can think about right now is Tiwa's son, Jam Jam. Because he's also going to be getting a lot of backlash growing up. Like, you know, your mother did this when you were younger. Basically, the woman is always the one who is being criticized whenever there is drama.
Yeah, but
all right,
she's a celebrity.
exactly.
Yeah.
So my point is, I'll appreciate if this wasn't in a public space. Do you understand? Really, we don't want to know what's going on with your private life if it's kept private. But when it's in the public space, then people are going to talk about it. There's no way people are not going to talk about it.
But when it also involves another
and then you're going to be criticized about it. Not everyone is going to agree with you because everyone have their different opinions. And because we live in a patriarchal society, the focus is not going to be on Wizkid. The focus is going to be on her.
Okay, can I just say here that there was no need for us to drag our child into this? That's first. And second...
Like I said, it's my opinion.
Yeah. Apart from the fact that it's not right for us to drag Jam into this, let's leave him out of this. The world is evolving. There are so many things that were wrong 20 years ago that are accepted now. And you don't live with these people. You don't know the true situation. It's just like, what I'm looking at is so many people saying that there's probably something involved because of what they post and all. But if you follow foreign celebrities, let's not forget Tiwa spent a large part of her life in the US. So our mentality is definitely different from what we have here. So if you follow many celebrities, you will know, of course, that this is even still a bit managed. This isn't, these are regular announcements that are made all over the world.
Like I said, that's your opinion. That's
everybody has their opinion, but I don't believe you should drag your child into it.
Look,
but I wish her all the best.
I see tomatoes around.
I'm happy for her.
Are we doing some stew today?
Yeah, we'll probably, we'll probably be making
Mike, I see what you did there. Well done. I see what you did.
All right, good morning. This is Jim IT this morning, and I'm here to give you what is different from what you've been having all this while. Okay, all right, today is called breathing exercise section, which actually helps the mind and helps the mental ability. Are we good? All right, this time around, I want everybody to put their hands on their waist and stand. Give yourself a V-shaped stand this way and raise up your head gently. Now breathe in through your nose gently in 5 seconds, which is 5, 4, 3, 2,
5,
and 1.
4,
and breathe out gently.
2,
5,
1,
4, 3, 2, 1. That's good. Now your hands, your right hand goes to the back of your head this way gently, and breathe in gently through your nose again. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now from there, breathe out gently. 5, 4,
1,
3,
rest.
2,
Cycle
and
1
1.
complete.
Now move the right hand backward gently, this way. And while doing that, you breathe in at the same time.
Prepare
5,
and work.
4, 3, 2, and 1. And bring it back while breathing out at the same time. That's good. Now the same thing applies to the left hand. Are we good? Now raise it up gently, this way. Let's go. Breathe in gently. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let it out through your nose again. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now move it backward gently. While doing that, you breathe at the same time. 5, 4, 3,
Prepare
2,
and
1. And
work.
let it out through your nose again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're moving straight to another section, which is you take it in through your nose and let out through your mouth. You breathe in through your nose and let out through your mouth. Now your 2 hands up this way gently. Now breathe in through your nose this way. 5, 4, 3, 2,
1.
and 1. And let it out
Cycle
gently.
3
5,
complete.
4, 3, 2, 1. Now change your leg over. Now your left leg forward and your right leg backward. Now you take it again. Let's go. Come on. Breathe into your nose again. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And lay it out gently. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now your 2 hands at the back. Gently. Are we good? Now squat this way a little bit because I told you what you're actually working on. You're actually working on your cardiac muscles. Are we ready now? Breathe in gently this way. Let's go. Through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And breathe out through your nose gently. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now let's move to the next segment of the breathing exercise. Now you open your mouth gently this way. Not this way. Now gently this way. Watch me well. Now you breathe in through your mouth and breathe out through your nose this time around. Let's go. Come on. Take it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And lay it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Take it in one more time. Now chest out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And lay it out one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this time around. So let's do what is called mouth-to-mouth breathing section. Are we ready now? So ready? Your hands this way out. Now you breathe in through your mouth gently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you breathe out through your mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thank you very much. Till I see you again. God bless you. This is G Mighty.
Okay, nice routine there. You know, every morning on the show we get to exercise. You know that, right?
Yeah, sure I do.
But you were not joining in the exercise routine, even though I was trying to, you know, get you to work out a little.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, I'm not too really into exercising, to be sincere with you.
All right, just in case you're wondering who she is, we have a new chef in the kitchen today, and her name is Adekboju. And this morning, she'll be making something very interesting and healthy on the show. You want to tell us what you're making?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I'll be making turmeric rice and vegetable sauce.
Okay, so let's talk about the ingredients first for the vegetable sauce.
Vegetable sauce, yes. I have my ugu here with me. I have my palm oil. I have my dried fish, my crayfish, my local beans. The Yoruba call it iru. I have my onions. At the same time, I have my carrots and my cucumber for the turmeric rice.
Okay.
Yes.
And then I see tomatoes.
Yes, of course.
Yeah,
Oh,
you have a tomato puree.
yeah, I have my tomatoes, pepper, tatashi all blended on smoothly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we have our meats.
Yes, this is our beef and pomo. Yes, because the vegetable sauce, if you don't put your pomo in it, it won't be more interesting. Okay. So the pomo makes it more interesting.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
All right, so why turmeric rice?
Yes, because white rice, jollof rice, fried rice is too common. Okay. So this turmeric rice particularly, I love eating it because turmeric on its own is a good herb and spice. Okay. So I tried it one day at home and it was so lovely.
Nice. And you decided to bring it on the show. All right, interesting. So can we begin?
Yeah, sure. Okay, yeah, here we have our beef and our pomo.
So maybe we'll just move that over here. Do we start off with our vegetable sauce or the rice?
No, I have to start with the rice first.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Okay. What do you need?
I need water. Okay. And
we'll have to boil the water, yes?
Yes, I have to.
Okay. All right, so I'll just bring the rice forward.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. And I'm just going to get the water. Okay. So I'm just going to get a pan so that we begin working on our vegetable sauce.
Vegetable sauce, okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Because you told me earlier that we'll have to boil the rice.
Yes.
Boil the water for the
rice. The water first for the rice,
okay.
Because I had to put in the turmeric to boil together with the water to give it a real turmeric color.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically we're just boiling our water. I mean for the rice, we're boiling our water, adding a little bit of turmeric.
Turmeric and a little bit of granite oil as well.
Okay. Yes. And then when it boils, we put in our rice.
Yes.
That's it.
That's all.
All right, great stuff. We're going on a quick commercial break. There's more on Wake Up Nigeria. Stay with us. All right, so with me in the kitchen is Chef Adekboju of Adekboju
Catering Services.
And this morning we are making turmeric rice with vegetable sauce.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Great. All right, so let's quickly go through the ingredients for the vegetable sauce and then we move over to our turmeric rice.
Okay. For the vegetable sauce, like I said before, we have our vegetable here, which is the ugu, and we have our crayfish, the local beans, iru. We have our dry fish, and we also have our seasoning. Yes.
And then we have
our beef as well.
And carrots for garnishing, yeah?
Yes, for garnishing of the rice.
So on your screen right now are the ingredients. You can go through them.
Okay.
That'll give you an idea of what we're making this morning. All right, so our tomato puree has been, okay, so tell us about this process.
Okay, this one is for the vegetable sauce.
Yeah.
It has to be, you have to blend it on smoothly to give you the real taste.
Okay, so what do we have in here?
It's just the tomato puree, the onions, and our palm oil.
Okay, great.
Yes. So now I'll be adding my ejakika.
Okay, that's our dry fish.
Our dry fish.
All right. And then our water here is boiling for
our turmeric rice.
Yeah. And then you added vegetable oil earlier on.
Yes.
Okay. So at what point do we add in our
rice?
Turmeric and rice.
Now I have to put in I have to add the turmeric.
Okay.
So it could boil a little before we add our rice already.
Okay. So this is basically another way to, spice up your rice. Instead of conventional white rice.
White rice you're
using turmeric.
Turmeric,
to give it that color.
Color, yeah. And sometimes you feel like you're eating fried rice because it gives you the fried rice color as well. Yes.
You
Then
know,
I'll
but this
add the
basically
rice.
just gives it another
flavor.
feel. So it looks
yes.
like you're making native rice.
Yes, native rice. You can say that
rice.
again. So now I'll add my rice.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we're just going to leave that to boil.
There, let me stir a bit. So.
Okay. Are we putting in any salt in this?
No, yes, we're putting a little
bit of salt.
Little bit of salt because there's already salt in the seasoning and the vegetable sauce as well.
All right. Interesting stuff this morning.
So right
All
now.
right. So at what point do we put in our iru?
We're putting it right away.
Okay.
With
I
the
like
crayfish.
the fact that you're making use of iru because it has amazing health benefits that a lot of people really do.
I advise people to use iru for anything that has to do with soup. Make sure you put iru, even though you're putting your normal seasoning, please add a little bit of iru in it. Okay. It's very healthy.
Yeah, it is very healthy. And
Thank you.
There's a certain kind of flavor it adds to your
meal.
Yes.
Wow.
So if you are, I mean, iru actually helps to boost your immune system and also helps to control your blood pressure.
Blood pressure, yes.
If you're, dealing with high blood pressure. So that's what iru actually does for you.
Yes,
so it has a lot of amazing health benefits. It's good for the skin.
Yes, as well. It's basically iru on its own. I call it another magic.
Yes,
when you're cooking, yes, it does. It gives you this flavor, like you said. You know, we have different types of iru.
Okay.
Yes.
So you want to tell us what other types of iru we have?
No, like I said, we have for like the Igbo call theirs ogiri.
Yes.
The Idomas, the Benue, they call theirs okwe.
Okwehe, yes, okwehe.
Yes.
My mother-in-law uses that a lot. As a matter of fact, she doesn't use the regular seasoning we are used to.
Yes.
She uses okwehe.
Yeah,
that's what she uses.
Very
to cook.
good.
Yes.
I use okwehe too sometimes when I want to do my local palm oil rice.
Oh, interesting.
I use okwehe.
It has a certain kind of flavor.
You will want to eat it over and over
again,
yes.
right?
That's very good. Now let me add our seasoning to it.
All right. So we're just going to wait for our tomato puree to simmer up.
Steam a bit. I'm going to add the beef right now because that's to steam together with the beef.
Oh.
Yes.
So all of that flavor from the meat goes into the
it. Yes.
Interesting.
And the vegetable will be the last of it all.
All right. So I'm just going to help you
Thank
move them closer.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You know.
Yeah.
You're new to the family, so I'm going to just pamper you today.
Thank you. I really do appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. So just in case you're just joining us, guys, we are making turmeric rice and vegetable sauce. So we are moving on to a commercial break. After that, book chats are our regular Thursday staple. Stay tuned for that.
Welcome back. It's time for our book chat. And Mac Kelly Oberson's book is an epic tale that captures the race of an erstwhile notorious art thief who is intent on tracking down the $10 million diamond thief who had, of course, framed him for the stealing of a diamond. The book is The Fugitive's Legacy by Mac Kelly Oberson, and he's joining us this morning to talk about it and some of his other projects that he's working on. How are you doing this morning?
Quite good.
Good to see you. Well, you're a young man, relatively, but you have written 7 books already. So you have 7 books to your name. That's excellent. You're already becoming a prolific writer.
Thank you very much.
Now, a lot of your novels, I mean, before we talk about The Fugitive Legacy, are about, they're like international detective stories. So more about crime, homicides, and, detective stories. Why is that?
I think that Nigerians have like great authors, and we have conquered like all aspects of literature except the crime thriller genre.
Yeah.
So I think that we should do more in creating more stuff in that genre. I'm trying to contribute my own quota to that.
Yeah. Okay. So crime thrillers, because I mean, when I started reading, for instance, I got 2 of your books actually. That's The Mystery of the Double Homicide. And that's excellent. It was really, really great work. I mean, it has a lot of thriller in it, a lot of tension and suspense and all of that. But speaking of The Fugitive's Legacy, now this is a guy who came out of jail, Benny Morgan, and he came out of jail and he's basically trying to fix up his life, and suddenly he gets framed for something. Tell us a little bit about the book.
Actually, Benny Morgan is a legendary art thief, and who was jailed, and he spent 7 years in penal servitude. And when he left jail, he tried to live a crime-free life and get back on track. But he was framed for a big job, diamond worth $10 million. So he didn't want to go to jail for something he didn't commit. So he took it upon himself to like track down the offenders and make them pay for what they're trying to put him through.
Yeah, and of course, when you read the story, he went to several countries.
Yeah,
and he then discovered that it was a syndicate. It wasn't just one thief.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Something huge. And he went to 3 different African countries, tracking down these culprits. And eventually he stumbled on something very big. And it leads to a sequel to the book, because I just did a sequel to the book also.
Oh, wow, you just did a sequel.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. So now, one always wonders, especially when you're going into this new area as a Nigerian author, crime thriller, one wonders how you come up with, number one, just with the characters themselves, because you have to go into the mind of a detective first, and then you go into the mind of a criminal. So how do you come up with your stories and also the themes and how you drive it through? Because now you even have a sequel to the book.
Yeah, actually, I think I grew up reading a lot of crime thrillers. So I have like a basic idea of what a detective looks like and how they think and how they operate. And I try to like make it a bit personal to my own experience, and then try to relate it to what we have every day in Nigeria and a typical African setting. And I think that's how I get my drive. And
I mean, you've been to many countries, right? Many international, you've been in Europe, the Middle East, and a number of other places. So does this also add to your experience? Because I can see when you read the book, you can see that obviously this is someone who's lived abroad and had some international exposure as well. So does this help in creating your themes and also your settings?
Absolutely. I think traveling is a great deal of experience. And I've been fortunate enough to been to a couple of places in the world.
Yeah.
And I just gather information, and the more I go, I've been to the Middle East, to Europe, and to the US. And I think that it helps to like craft the story and the setting, because if you want to write about a place that you've not been to, it takes a lot of research and stuff like that. But when you have actually been there, it kind of reduces the workload for you, and it's a lot more easier.
All right. Now talk to us about storytelling for impact, because one of the things that we usually do in the traditional sense of the word in Africa, storytelling is really about morals. So remember when we were children, they would say the moral of the story is, usually that's what you get. So you tell a lot of stories. You're a storyteller. You've written 7 books. What kind of impact do you hope to achieve when you set out to write a book?
I think that most of my books, they are centered around people who like wrongly were accused falsely, and they try to like get their name cleared. And I think that you just like send a message through that you have to believe in what you want to do, and you have to always search for the truth and don't let anything hold you back. And I think that motivates me. And also, but for me, I want to like have a legacy that I'm the person that like brought more light to this crime thriller genre in my country, Nigeria. So I think that we should do more in that genre.
I think so too. I mean, there's a lot of young writers who I'm sure they're watching you now and they're saying, oh, wow, okay, if he can do it, I should also get involved in the crime thriller genre as well. So let's talk about your writing style, because one of the things that I noted in the book is that the way you write, it's easy to read and to follow the story. So how did you come about this writing style that you now use? Because I can see that it's also consistent in several of your other books as well.
I think that in Nigeria we have this like preconception for writers that you have to use too many big terms when you're writing. I don't want to subscribe to that norm. I feel like if you want to tell a story, tell a story. So, and I try to make it as easy as possible, at the same time classy. So I'm trying to cut across all those norms.
Yeah, because when you read novels like from way back in the 70s and the 80s, James Hadley Chase and the rest of them, it's always very simple. It's always John Grisham. It's always very simple, it's simply written. So even if you're a teenager, you know, it has a way of bringing you into that world, and you can follow the person's story and all of that. Yeah, that's really, really good. So were you inspired by some of these writers?
Definitely. I grew up reading a lot of James Hadley Chase, Agatha Christie, and John Grisham, Tom Clancy. But I think that it kind of inspired me a lot, because I got to a point and I felt like 95% of the crime thriller novels I was consuming and reading, they were written by foreigners. And that was not a very proud moment for me. And I said that to myself that we need to do something, like write our own African stories and African crime stories.
I love it. I love it.
And put it out there.
Yeah, one of the things that you also do, I mean, in your writing style is that you're also very methodical in your writing. When you write about maybe individuals and you're not just telling the overall story, you're also going into maybe day-to-day lifestyle. He picked up a cup of coffee. He opened the car door. You know, he's reading the newspapers. So there's always something that, so it's almost like you're in this person's world and you're helping him, you're walking with him to grow. Are you doing that? Do you do that on purpose?
Definitely. I think that's the objective, to make the reader have a picture, a vivid picture of what's actually playing out, and to feel like you are in the scene. And that is that's what most and every author should do, that when you read a book, you see yourself in the setting. So yeah. I try to bring that out and make it enjoyable for my readers.
Fantastic. So for young people, I mean, people coming up now, I mean, I like the fact that you want to really, really establish this crime thriller genre in Nigeria. But for young people who are coming up, what would be your advice in this area, especially in the area of telling the story, you know, finding the story to tell, building your characters, and also eventually, you know, telling the story? I
think that when you want to write a book, you want to be an author, it requires that you do a lot of research and take your time, because people are oftentimes driven that I want to be famous, I want to be an author, but it's not actually writing a book. It's like what you are putting out there. Is it impactful? Is it motivational? Is it inspiring? So it takes a lot of research and hard work and stuff like that. So I think that for young authors, they should believe in what they are doing. They should take time and develop their craft before they put it out there for the world to consume.
So take time, develop your craft. Yeah. Don't be in a hurry to be famous. Absolutely. Just focus on the work.
Yeah, and have the passion to.
Have the passion to do it. Yeah. Makelli-Obesin, thank you so much for joining us this morning. You can check out his books. His books are on Okada Books, on Amazon. And of course, they can follow you on Instagram.
Instagram, Makelli-Obesin.
Makelli-Obesin on Instagram. Excellent books that you've written. The Fugitive's Legacy, Holy Pagan, Tony Justice. I mean, you're just the man. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Well, that's about it that we can take on the first hour of the show. When we come back, there's more on Wake Up Nigeria. Oh, we're heading to the kitchen, actually, where MM is on standby.
All right, so yes, we are in the kitchen with Chef Adepoju, and we are making something very, very exciting for our taste buds, of course, this morning. We are making turmeric rice and vegetable sauce. And there are the ingredients on your screen. Right now, this vegetable sauce is about to be lit in this studio. Okay, so you want to quickly take us through the process quickly?
Yes.
Before we put in our vegetable sauce.
Yes, our tomato puree. We have our dry fish.
Yeah.
We have our iru, the local beans, our pomo, and our beef. Yeah, all together. Yeah.
Okay.
Very hot, spicy, and steamy.
So right now our tomato puree is ready.
Ready, yes.
Yeah,
so
and then
right now we add our
vegetable
sauce. Thank you, dear.
This looks rich.
Thank you.
Very
rich.
Wow. And in our rice, we added turmeric just to give it color.
To give it the color, yes.
And vegetable oil.
Yes.
To give it that luster when it comes to shining.
Yes, because we can actually use butter.
Okay.
You can use butter, you can use palm oil, vegetable oil. Yeah.
So I washed my hands earlier to be able to do this. So that we don't want, dirt in our...
Yes, thank you.
But basically, when you're working with your hands, you should make sure, when you're working with your hands in the kitchen, they should be clean.
Clean, yes.
All right.
That's the number one thing you have to do.
Yeah. Our turmeric rice and our vegetable sauce is ready to go. We're going on a quick commercial break. The second half of the show is about to begin. Stay with us.
Hello again. morning. Thank you for staying tuned to Wake Up Nigeria.
And trust me, we are very good at this. We do this every single day from Monday to Friday, and the whole idea is to give your morning that relaxed feel, you know, every day. And today is Thursday. My name is Yomi Owope.
And I am Mary Alimi. We're still live online at tvcontinental.tv. And on Facebook, it's TVC Connect. For comments, hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
All right, I want to outline this stage play, The Confab, which is a satire about Nigeria, will be coming alive in our garden in a matter of minutes. So stick around for that.
Happy season of the great beast, Mr. and Mrs. Williams. I must say, Mrs. Williams, your attire is lovely. Is it expensive? Can I fit the fabric?
Oh, please!
I just...
Are you joking right now? Don't touch my attire. I just want to... Please give me a second. Do you know how much I paid for this? Do you know how much? Now, shoe, please. Hurry up, shoe.
Mrs. Andrew, shoe.
And from that, it's on to a musical performance from Samson Taiwo.
Wrap up the show, we have a couple of ladies from the Real Niger Ladies of Dallas joining us for a chat this morning.
So, like, you're just so happy. Look at the joy in your face.
No be matter of joy. And one day I want to be stand-up comedian. Yeah, I'm a stand-up comedian.
Yes. People in the business and musicians, whatever, people are comfortable.
You know, this movie is actually something that I look at and I'm like, wow.
Movie or reality show?
Reality show.
All right.
It's so many people's lives these days, you know, being portrayed. Take, for example, the Kardashians. People have followed them all through the years from when they were... I mean, from when they were young. How many people can actually expose their lives like that?
Indeed.
It's a scary one to think of.
Yeah, but...
Really scary.
I guess we all do.
Yeah.
You all, you'd like to?
Instagram Live. No, I mean, we all do.
Oh, in a way.
Instagram, social media, stories. You know, there's that thing about stories. What they want is that tell us how your day, or show us how your day goes. Because we're like, okay, I'm in the kitchen. Okay, I'm in the bathroom. Okay, I'm here, and everybody goes.
Yeah.
All
indeed,
of that.
Indeed.
So I kind of find we are all reality stars in some way or the other.
All right, so we have the presence of a philanthropist with this woman. And she's can you imagine? MM is actually physically assaulting me with a pillow on the couch. Anyway, so MM, tell us how it went, your food drive.
Your philanthropic
endeavor.
debut.
Well, to celebrate, well, the birthday is over. It's been over since last week, though. But Chef V actually thought that it would be nice for us to do something. And then we decided that, okay, so let's go feed a few beggars at K2. So we climbed up the bridge. People were, you know, very open. Yeah. At first, I thought they were going to say, are you sure, you know, this is, you know, people have different motives for these things. Yeah. And, well, it felt good. It felt good sharing and feeding people. And then there was so much food.
Okay,
of course, yeah, we did. Yeah,
on the screen right now.
And, okay, that lovely dress. That
yeah, and then I saw the boy I was talking to, he was just there, you know, with his school bag, and he put his head down. And then so I walked up to him and I'm like, are you okay? He says, fine. I'm like, are you hungry? He says, no. I'm like, so why are you sitting here? And then he was somewhat, like, he didn't want to express himself. He didn't want to share. And then I was like, okay, you know what? So whenever you're hungry, here's food for you. And then he took it. And it felt really nice. I mean, thanks to Chef V for coming up with this amazing idea.
All dapper.
Yeah. So this was, what location was this? Yeah. What location was this?
This is K2.
Okay.
Yeah. And then because there was so much food, we had given all the beggars around, and then we decided to give some of these truck pushers. Right. You know, the truck pushers that help to carry things into the markets and out of the markets. We saw a few of them. We gave them food. They were very excited. Even so, we saw a few Agberos at the bus stop. They came out, you know, go give Mama, you know, go give us, you know, go, and then we
so you're now basically Mama. Yeah. Mama philanthropist.
Mama philanthropist.
Yes,
it was more than 10, right?
No, it was a lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No,
Yeah,
we're
it
talking
was a
about
lot.
10 people. That's what she was saying. Oh, man.
Yeah, it was more. Yeah, it was
Chevy was
lots.
amazing. I
It was
actually
a
saw
lot.
that there were loads of food.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised that you had leftover.
Yeah.
I'm sure that wasn't a miracle.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. So I just wanted to share
Nice
that,
one.
and I'm sure I'm really glad I could do something like that for
My own
birthday.
birthday, I'm thinking of maybe billionaires or something.
I'll be asleep at home.
Maybe, you know, just go to where them or $10, then those kind of
I'll feed them. Well,
Welcome back. If you're a lover of drama, poetry, and art, you're definitely going to love this one. This you are about to see is a stage play by the Confab. Take it away, guys.
Wow. It's so nice. Let me post for the social. Yes, sir. Chichi, you like posting.
Wait, like.
I will manage this post.
Move here.
Let me try this one. Let me try this.
No,
Yes.
sit down, sit down, sit down.
Oh, Chichi, isn't that
Hey,
enough?
hey. I must be part of this picture.
Madam,
Wait.
Wait, we're taking a selfie here now.
Let's do the selfie now.
No, Madam, no, come first.
Selfie.
It's not selfie, it's selfie.
Oh, yeah,
Anyways, in digital age right now, you can go popular with just one photo. You can go viral.
Virus.
Nothing. Yeah, not virus, viral. Let me teach you selfie 101. Come. You walk first. Come now, madam.
What could you again now?
Okay, yeah. You pose and you pout. Not like that, like this. Anyway, since we're on social media now, and you're representing your constituency, come and tell us what you've been doing.
Hey, the whole world will see it.
Everybody will see it.
Okay. My name is Madam Eliza Honoriode, aka Cash Madam. Ably representing the good people of the South. As you can see, I have built a mega health center for my people. 2.1 billion naira.
Wow.
And my people are very happy. As you can see.
Wait. Which happy? No, madam. You have to speak for yourself. Which kind of happiness are you talking about? Wait. How can someone commission a mega health center that does not have beds? Wait, people. She even commissioned a mega health center that does not have doors.
What?
What kind of mega health center is that?
Oh, lo. Chineke. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Can you imagine?
Anyway, I have nothing to say to you. You see, you know, sir.
Yes, me.
No, sir.
Yes.
You have the power to embarrass me in public, Abi.
Yes, you didn't do the right thing.
No problem. You see, that 250,000 I gave your mother to pay your school fees. Please tell her to refund it back to me. Quick.
Madam Honoris, I thought you dashed us that money.
That's you wish money. My friend, tell your mother to bring my money back.
Please, ma'am.
I don't have anything to say to
I'm begging you, please, ma'am.
Beg who?
Please, ma'am. But I will not say that again.
Way.
Please, ma'am.
My friend, I will see you at the confirm. You, this small boy, I will see you at the confirm. You hear me? I think you hear me.
Please, ma'am.
I will see you at the confirm. You want to embarrass me?
Interesting stuff, guys. Well done. All right, so I was able to get two things from this stage play this morning, and it had to do with accountability in government and the social media trend. So tell me what inspired that.
Well, you know, the thing about drama is an application of life.
Yeah.
It talks about what happens all around us, and what better way of telling people the truth than by entertaining them. You know, when you entertain people and then you laugh about it, you cry about it, and you go back home and you think.
I think about it again. All right, interesting. The Confab, tell me about that.
Okay, well, the Confab is a satire, a social commentary really about Nigeria.
Okay.
And it talks about everybody. It's not just about the government, it's not just about everyday people. It's all encompassing, you know, about Nigerians. You know, and we are very quick to pointing out fingers. Oh, you did this, you're wrong, you're the one that did this. But everybody's at fault, really. You know, so the whole idea of the Confab is let's talk to ourselves while we laugh. While we are laughing, we are talking to ourselves and telling ourselves the truth.
While addressing social issues, the issues that actually concern us. All right, fantastic stuff. Talking about the future of stage play in Nigeria, where do you see that in the nearest future?
Well, thankfully it's beginning to pick up again. Okay. I remember growing up, it wasn't as popular anymore. It kind of like died down. And with the likes of blessed memory of Herbert Ogunde, the pioneers, you know, the moving theater and all that, we had that so many years ago, and then, you know, all of a sudden, because stage could be very expensive, you know, and the spontaneity of it, and then of course with the craze of technology, we now have film. So many people, you know, to do the live thing now is a bit of, you know, it's a bit challenging.
Yes,
it's
because
much more challenging.
Because you're appealing to the crowd, you're very cautious.
Very, very cautious. But I think now it's coming back. It's coming back. People are beginning to see that the theater is beginning to become popular again, is rising. So we're hoping that hopefully, maybe in the next 10 years, theater could come back to where it used to be.
All right, interesting stuff. So just in case you're wondering who I'm talking to right now, she is Nwando Alayonde. She is the director of the stage play, The Confab. And you guys were amazing. Madam Politician, man, I was just loving your swag. Yes, are you sure you're not having some ambition in that regard?
No. They have to vote me again.
They have to vote you again. Oh, well, thank you guys so much. You were amazing. And the social media one, that accent though, that accent. Thank you guys. See you at the Confab. See you all at the Confab. All right, we have to move on. There's more on Wake Up Nigeria. Stay with us.
That was a great one there, ma'am. All right, from that dramatic performance, we have music for you this morning. Samson is in the house. He is a Nigerian UK-raised gospel musician who sees music as a means of winning souls for God. Samson Taiwo, it's great to have you. All right, take it away.
Thank you.
Have you been abandoned in times of your need? And your friends reproached you. God is faithful and truthful, reliable and dependable. God is faithful, He's truthful, He's more than dependable, even in your darkest hour. Some others sing with me, He watches me, He watches over me. He watches me, He watches over me. He watches me, He watches me, He watches over me. When I was young, I had a dream, and as I grew, situations put me down. Before I know, I started thinking shallow, not knowing that my thought shapes my destiny. When I was young, I was filled with God's promises, and as I grew, circumstances redefined my hope. Before I knew, I thought I will never be great in life again. But in truth, there is a king inside me. Oh yeah, I ever knew there's a king inside me. I never knew. He I would have lived a more fulfilling life. I wouldn't have allowed myself to be buried in the shadows of life. God was saying to me, He knows the plans He has for me, plans of good, not of evil. That is what I will say. I will rise up. I will rise up from the job we see. I will rise up. I will rise up.
All right, so let's get the idea of this song very fast. What inspired this song? Was it a personal experience, or it was just you writing from some other experience out there?
Well, in all honesty, I think it's born out of personal experience and looking at the society generally. One of the things I've picked up while I was growing up, you know, just like we go to school, they will ask you, what do you want to become? You say you want to become a doctor, an engineer, and in the reality, because I've been in music very early in my years, and I've moved into leadership, empowering younger generation, and I've been able to see the paradigm shift within the lives of younger individuals where they are so inspired to become great, and all of a sudden you see things throwing, life throwing several challenges at different individuals. I was caught up in it as well, you know, starting very shallow, you know, but with a great mind, and you know, things happen and you just feel you can't even make it again. But over time, you know, that sense of consistency, there's always been this ideology in me while I was young that, you know, I feel I was a global leader, and I knew that if you want to become a global leader, then definitely, you know, you need a global exposure, you need a global training, you need a global perception of things rather than remaining local. And those were some of the things that informed my decisions while we still in school. But if you look at me naturally, what was going on the outside does not reflect what was inside. So the outside, the external environment was strong enough to even impede your ability to think. And those are the things most of the younger generation, you know, with the government that failed people, you know, environment, redefining your circumstances, redefining your future, you know, there are things you want to do, but does not even give you that ability. And things have actually done.
If we let him go now, we'll change into some. Well, thank you very much for coming. Thank you for that.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
We'll take a break, and when we get back, Yomi will be having a chat with some wonderful ladies in the house. You don't want to miss that.
Welcome back. Now, with the goal of changing the narrative of Africans in diaspora, Nigerian-American writer and philanthropist Jennifer Mairo created the Real Niger Ladies of Texas in 2016. And the show is the first for reality shows, and of course, it's on a mission to basically just tell the stories of these ladies and what they're doing in a largely unscripted format. And they're joining us this morning, two members of the cast joining us this morning. Jennifer herself, the creator of the show, and Nancy, who's joining them in season 2. Hey, guys.
Hi.
Wow, so you're welcome.
Thank you. Look at that introduction.
Very nice. You liked it.
Come back home with me, maybe.
Yeah. So, so talk to us. You guys have been in Nigeria now, I mean, this period, for how long?
I got here on Monday.
Oh, okay.
So like a week.
Okay, like a week,
Mine's a little less than a week.
Yeah, so this show started in 2016.
Yes.
And basically you were just telling your stories as ladies. So talk to us about the show.
So the Real Niger Ladies of Dallas, you said Texas, but a lot of people call it different things.
Yeah.
Housewives, something, and the other, so I get it. So it's fine. So the series, the idea behind it, when I started it, was to show our African and our Nigerian, you know, friends and family how we live in America. Yeah. Because by whatever reason, there's a fascination about Yankee.
Exactly.
You know, so that's what I wanted to do, share our experiences and let people know that, hey, it's not all hunky-dory. It's not all, we're not plucking money from trees, and we're not all nurses. We do other things to make money. We are still very African and yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
But in season 2, the narrative changed because this time we're no longer trying to cater to only our African fan base.
Yeah.
It's now
because obviously, I mean, as the show becomes more popular, there's interest from different sectors as well.
That is correct.
Excellent. So, Nancy, you're a teacher.
I'm a teacher, yes.
And you said a stylist by night.
By night.
Talk to us about
nights and weekends, yes.
And weekends.
Yes.
So talk to us about your work, because look, we all know that if you're you're Nigerian or you're African or African American living in the U.S., it can be a struggle. So talk to us about your work.
So as a teacher, of course, that's my regular 9 to 5. I'm actually an English special education teacher. I work with high school students, mainly English 1, English 2 predominantly. And then as a stylist, I actually started my styling firm called Glow Styles. Glow, baby, glow. Yeah. And it's actually taken off pretty well. I've had the opportunity to style some pretty big people, and I'm really grateful for
including
it.
me?
Yes, including Jennifer.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Jennifer, you're actually a feminist. You call yourself a feminist. You've written books as well about feminism. Why do you feel that one of the targets of your starting a show like this and also continuing on in the 2nd season is empowering women and helping them to express themselves?
Yes, 100%. These days I refer to myself as an equality advocate instead of just saying feminist. Can you really hear me? Because my voice, I feel like I'm struggling. So these days I refer to myself as an equality advocate because I feel like the term feminism has kind of been tossed around a lot and people are kind of defensive when they hear it. So I kind of often these days go with equality advocate. And yes, with the show, that's what we plan to do, to empower women and to, in whichever way that we can. And we're not saying that we don't love our men, but we're also not saying that we cannot thrive without them. And that's what we're doing. We're Nigeria Ladies. These are all young women in their 30s or younger. I'm talking about season 2, that have struggled their way here. No one handed them anything. No one got a connection from somebody. We all went to school. We all have our businesses that we are putting our energy into, and we want to encourage every young girl out there to know that if we can do it, so can you.
Wow.
So 100% women empowerment is at the core of the show.
Well, I love it. I mean, we're going to talk about the craziness of doing a reality show on a daily basis and also dealing with different personalities. But before that, I think we have a clip that we want to take a look at, and if it's ready, we can play it now. Let's take a look.
Thank you all for coming and for being really patient. I know there's a lot going on right now, but we really appreciate it.
Thank you for helping me with my thingy.
You're welcome.
With my show. I'm trying to be the MC.
What are friends for?
Okay, great. But I don't know the next time I'm going to see you, and I just have to ask you.
Okay.
So I know you met with Jerry.
Yeah, we actually went to the movies. It was nice.
She told me, you didn't tell me, but that's fine, no big deal. But whatever you said, she felt uncomfortable to the point where she had to mention it to me.
About what, though?
She said that you were asking about, oh, is Buster around? Oh, he's never around. Oh, my man.
She asked me about my opinion about your marriage.
Okay.
I think this is bullshit, but I'm gonna let you know because I'm not the type of friend to say something behind your back.
Come on.
And I say it in front of you. Ain't nobody here, so it's okay.
Jennifer is in spreading this ridiculous rumor that I've been the anonymous caller. Come corner now. We come corner consult. Look, it's not something that I'm trying to say behind your back. I will still. No, I had plans to confront you about it.
You shouldn't be here, to be honest.
See me see trouble.
So I love it. So that's where I was going. You know, talking about conflict and talking about craziness. You know, sometimes when you put women together, there's bound to be friction and clashes. How do you deal with such things?
So when you put men together, they don't have friction. I'm like, don't do it to the girls now.
Yeah, well, men are a bit more chill and a bit more nuanced when there's conflict. You know, women are a bit more expressive. Well, not a bit more, just a lot more expressive when it comes to. So they deal with the issue. Look, somebody was spreading a rumor and she just went to confront her. A man wouldn't do that.
Okay.
Generally, they just say, okay, you know what, this is what I heard and all of that. So how do you deal with stuff like that, especially when people are just completely disagreeable, but you have to be with them on the same show?
Is that a question towards me or her?
Both of you.
Okay. I mean, I guess you just have to figure it out, just as with life. If you have friends or family members and you're not agreeing with them on something, I mean, it is what it is. But I know 100% me as a person, I do not always confront. I often would watch and kind of vibe with it. But I know that I cannot be disrespected. I mean, that's not going to happen from anybody. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. So, I mean, you just have to kind of agree to disagree sometimes and kind of be professional, because we don't want to kind of talk past our mouths. Yeah. And then the crew is there and we can't take back what we've said.
Yeah, Nancy seems a bit chill though, or are you just, it's just because you're in this environment?
Naturally I am pretty chill. I mean, I have my different moments.
Oh, she has moments, child.
I have my moments, but naturally I'm pretty chill. But I mean, I agree with what she was saying, and it's ultimately knowing like the end goal, like what she was saying with being professional. You know, I'm here. This is what I'm here to do. This is what I love to do. I'm not going to let this situation mess this up. Right. So let's see how I can either sit back and just kind of let things play out for a little bit, or if I have to go in and say, hey, you know, this is happening. How are we going to fix this? Just ultimately making sure that there's an end goal and not just a conflict.
Exactly. So speaking about end goals, one of the things, I don't want to call it a fallout, but one of the things that you have been doing, apart from the reality show, is that you have a foundation that's giving back in Nigeria. So talk to us about the foundation.
Well, thank you very much for asking me. I get really excited when I'm asked about that because it's very dear to my heart. Before I ever thought about Real Nigeria Ladies or all the 100 jobs I have today, it was the Pamela Erere Foundation, founded after my late sister. And what we try to do is help single moms, divorced women, widows, and their children in Nigeria. I hope that one day I can do this in Zanzibar and Cotonou and wherever else God takes us.
I saw photographs of the work that you're doing. Really, really amazing.
Thank you so much. Yes, so that's the main thing. And in fact, proceeds from Real Nigeria Ladies of Dallas goes there to the Pamela Erere Foundation. If that, for me, starting a reality show had to mean more than just putting a bunch of women in front of the camera to fight for people to laugh. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it had to mean more. So putting my sister's name and putting the nonprofit at the hem of it is what has put me on focus. Yeah. Yesterday we went to Ajegunle. These American people did their thing, and the other ladies are not here, but they're not.
Tell us about that experience.
So we went to 3 high schools in AJA, and we spoke to the kids about, you know, some topics. We gave some school supplies and all that, and so it was so empowering. And that was under the umbrella of the Pamela Erere Foundation.
And it can get actually very emotional as well.
Oh my God.
Oh
my God.
So one of the students, after we were done with the presentation, we now asked them if somebody could come up and talk about 3 things that they learned. And this little boy just came with such confidence and just said his 3 things. And so we had gifts to give them, and you know, we gifted him with some supplies, and he just starts crying.
Oh my goodness!
It was beautiful because you know, in the U.S., I'm a teacher, and most students are not as grateful with, you know, something as little as pen and paper. You know? So to see a child like that, you know, just started crying. I had to hold him, and I just kept watching the clip over and over again.
Amazing.
That's so profound. And for me, I grew up in Nigeria before I went to America. So I know Nigeria. You know, my grandparents live in Ajegunle. You know, one of the high schools, I mean, I don't want to go into that, but one of the high schools, after some circumstances in my life when I was younger, I lived with my grandparents. So I had to go finish WAEC in one of those high schools. So I know what's going on, but these American people, they nearly died yesterday.
Wow.
From the roads to
but
the
experience, but the experience was rewarding for
Oh my
her.
God.
I mean, obviously. So anyway, these American people, I don't know how much Nigerian food you have tasted, but we've got something for you this morning, and hopefully you're going to join us in the kitchen to taste it. Hope it's not too spicy.
We'll be fine.
But yeah, we'll walk over. So are you going to join me?
Oh my God.
Careful,
no one told me I was going to be eating.
Oh, nobody said.
And I grew some more behind from all the amala and stuff, so bear with me.
All right. So you can sit over here.
It's a moment.
So guys, this is Nancy and Jennifer from the Real Ladies of Dallas.
Welcome to the kitchen, ladies.
Thank you.
I know. This is nothing compared to... Have you had jollof rice since you got in?
Yes, now. Nigerian jollof for that matter.
I'm not about to start the war.
So this is Chef Adekpeju. She's making her debut on the show, and she's made turmeric rice and vegetable sauce this morning.
Yum.
So you'll love it.
Is this pomo?
Yes. So that's
Thank you,
pomo.
Jesus. Look at God.
There you go.
Nancy.
So enjoy.
Thank you. Am I supposed to like literally put it in my mouth?
Yeah.
That's yours.
Exactly, so you can start from anywhere.
It don't happen, no.
And while that is going on, we're going to start saying our thank yous on the show.
Yeah.
A big thank you to Homely NG for the kitchen accessories on Wake Up Nigeria.
And many thanks to Fola at Fola's Place for styling our hair as well.
And the confab, which you just watched, will be making its, the stage play, which you just watched, is going to be showing at Terra Culture on the 18th and 19th of November, guys.
All right.
So you got
Thank you to Jennifer and Nancy.
Thank you. Thank you so
The real
much.
ladies. All the way from America.
Fantastic.
What about you?
They love the
obviously
food.
having a
Really,
great
really
time
good.
with it.
We'll be back for the Friday Feel Good edition of Wake Up Nigeria tomorrow at 7 a.m. Don't
Be
forget.
sure to tune in.
All right.
Have a nice day. Bye.